Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, the one and only, often imitated, never duplicated, backyard superstar Tim Vicious. I am talking about with this week's Raw. It's the Go Home Raw for Extreme Rules. Like I always say, two most important Monday Night Raws of the month are the Go Home, the one right before the pay-per-view, and the one right after, because that's the chance where you get to convince somebody to buy the pay-per-view and build up stories to lead into after the pay-per-view's done. Alright, well, what they opened up, they showed a little video about with the Shield getting the beat down and all that. Yeah, but that aside, next thing you know, real-time feed, no more video. They show Cage drop down onto the ring, and then boom, apple dough! Out comes John Cena. I swear I'm gonna get this problem fixed. And he just has that, and he has this look that, the best way I can describe it is, he looked like his girlfriend's EPT test came back positive. So that's the kind of look he had on him. He comes out and he starts doing this promo talking about on how why did the WWE Universe pick the entire Wyatt family for me to fight, all this, that, and the other. John, here's the reason on why. We hate you. You got force-fed down our throats. Now, when I say force-fed, keep in mind, I know for a fact, all the other main event guys that came in long before him got force-fed down our throats as well. Stone Cold got force-fed down us. Shawn Michaels got force-fed down us. Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, all those guys did. But the thing is, John, your character is too bland and way too two-dimensional. What else is there to you? You gotta give us something here. Anyways, he starts talking about on how, he starts going on about with that, and then he winds up bringing up that there's a new breed of cats coming in, gonna go and rock the place, guys like Bryan, Cesaro, and even brought up Sami Zayn. And I've been doing my homework, and Sami Zayn and El Generico from Ring of Honor, they both share the same birthday. However, my homework has done and showed me that Sami Zayn may or may not have grown up in El Generico's orphanage. So, it's still kind of iffy, but, there's some information saying that he did, and then there's some information saying he didn't. So, short from Sami Zayn coming on here, or El Generico taking time out from saving all the orphans in Tijuana and Mexico in general, I've got no way of really knowing for sure. But anyways, starts talking about with that, then next year you got that thing happen that the Wyatts do, and lights go out, and instead of having just Bray coming out, you get this choir, and I'm talking a full-blown, Baptist church lineup, going from here all the way down, and just imagine if you had if you're watching this on a 52-inch TV, this is going to be some pretty big-ass length right here. A big-ass choir of kids all just singing, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. And the beautiful part on it, telling you, Bray is doing that. Bray's promos are phenomenal. They're like a modern day Jake Roberts in a way, because, He doesn't have to scream. He doesn't have to yell. All he has to do is just go out there and talk about on... Doesn't even talk about... He doesn't even have to do... He does exactly like even what Jake Roberts did. He never talks about saying, yeah, I'm going to kick your ass. You know? He just goes out there and says, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. That's it, you know? To sum it up, he says, we're going to fight and I'm going to hurt you. He never once says that he's going to wind up decimating you or destroying you or anything like that, because, you cut a promo and... Yeah, you cut a promo, you say, yeah, I'm going to win this Sunday, and then you lose. Then what? You know, but Bray, he came out, and anyways, back to the show. Bray came out with the kids, and then he had him do, now he's got the big, and he's got the whole C Nation in his hands. He's got the whole C Nation in his hands. It was just, oh my God, it was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. Hands down, the best opening of Raw for 2014 yet. You know, when they go and make the best of Raw and SmackDown 2014 DVD, you know, they damn well better include this. Include that opening on there, because if not, you're going to have a whole lot of pissed off cats on your hands. Yeah, anyways, first matchup of the night, and it was a phenomenal match. I absolutely loved it. And this is going to be saying something considering the guys that were in it. It was the Usos putting the tag titles on the line versus Rybacksel. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, they decided to put they decided to have the Usos come out first. I can't figure that out. I mean, I don't know. I'm an old school guy. Challengers always come out first, and then the champion comes out. But, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, we got it. It was a phenomenal match. It was very good, very stellar. It was, you know, near falls, almost finishes, you know. And thing that did tweak me though, and I've brought it up before when I talked to a couple cats on Twitter, it's when Axel goes and does the perfect plex. He doesn't quite do that bridge as well as his dad did, like where he's almost bent like that, you know? I don't know if that's just because he actually can't physically bend his spine up that high or what, but either way, it's something that, I don't know, I just kind of look for those kind of weird things, you know, but either way, phenomenal match. I'm hoping that if they can, you know, I'm hoping that if they're going to do more tag matches, then they're going to wind up having them all be good like this. Not saying you got to make them that long, but you know, you can even have like 5 or 8 minute matches, and you know, just make sure that they're good. You know, give us crisp, solid wrestling. You know, and this was something that there was actually storytelling in the ring while doing the match, to me there was, because there was a lot of physicality with them with Rybacksel showing, you know what, we're sick of being treated like we're the redheaded stepchild of the tag team division. We're going to prove our point. Anyways, like I said, when Axel did the perfect plex, one of the Usos got up to the top, did a super fly splash, got the 1, 2, 3, and then they won. So the Usos are still champs. 10 gets you 20. They're probably going to book a random match between for the pay-per-view with them doing the titles on the line. Next up, it was... You can't even fucking call this match, because this was just a piss-poor excuse to chew the clock. Titus versus Sheamus. I am pissed off beyond belief on this, because, you know, you got Sheamus coming out, you know. He comes out, and the second he does, fella, boom, he gets beat. He gets snuck on by Titus. Titus starts going to town on him, fierce, all the way from the time Sheamus came out and did that up until literally he got into the ring, he was just on him like bam, 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 bam. It was just nice, you know? And Titus was actually, in my opinion, Titus was actually being a bad guy. Not just a heel, but a bad guy doing bad guy things. You know? And that's what WWE desperately needs. They need to have their heels be bad guys, you know? Work to do a cheat win. Work to get a cheat work and cheat the win, you know, do like, you know, just like we'll say for example if Ambrose was still heel, he put his US title on the line, he starts being stuck in the middle of an ass whooping from whoever, he just grabs his belt and says, screw this, I'm out of here, and starts walking up the ramp and takes a count out loss. That would be beautiful because he's being a bad guy and saying, you know what, I don't want this. You know, or even yet you have him doing things like that, just like Titus did. But yeah, the second Titus gets told to back off, Sheamus catches his breath. Boot, 1, 2, 3. Next you know, that was shit. Which is sad because Titus is definitely primed and built. He's got mic skills. He's got the body. He's got the ring skills. He can be a top guy. They're just not doing it with him. I hope Titus winds up seeing this in some way because honestly, dude, what you need to do more than anything, you know, go and tell them, I want that. I want a shot. I want to get pushed. You know? You could say you want that imaginary brass rings thing all until you're blue in the face, but unless you're willing to show some balls and say, no, I want this, you're not going to get it. Next matchup, it was Cesaro versus Swagger, and that wound up coming to be, and it was a very short match, so to say. You know, it was more like them two showing feats of strength on each other. And Swagger, he's really impressing me more and more now. You know, watching a lot more of his work. I've been watching a lot more of his work on the WWE Network. The kid really impresses me. He's got a good solid wrestling background. He's got the build. He just needs the charisma. And, you know, with Zeb there, it helps pick up the slack, but honestly, what they should have him do, have Zeb start doing kind of like what Paul Heyman does. You know, even when he's working with a guy that has mic skills. Have him emulate what Jack's saying. Have Jack talk and then have Zeb emulate it, you know? Like have Swagger go off saying on how he can't stand the illegals and then just have Zeb going on saying on how those illegals sneak across. You know, things like that. But the match itself, it was pretty good. You know, I liked it. You know, it was very different having two managers out at the ring at the same time. Something you don't really see a whole lot of anymore. You know, had that, and Cesaro, he was getting ready to go and like run to do a clothesline or get ready to go and do the swing or neutralizer or something. I don't remember what move he was going to do, but Zeb grabbed his ankle, stopped him, and then he just walked away, twirling his mustache. And as he was walking away, Heyman came up from behind him, grabbed him, and pulled him back like that. And then Swagger went to go grab Heyman, and then it was just really good. And I know Cesaro got the win. I don't remember on what he did. I don't remember. Oh, now I remember. He got it. He had a German suplex, got him in. Got the 1, 2, 3, you know, and it was a good German suplex. I don't know. I grew up watching Taz do suplexes all the time, so I'm real picky on how I see them, on how I see suplexes done. But Cesaro got the win, and yeah, this isn't very good because they're doing textbook old school style build up for a feud. You're gonna have them fight, yeah, but have it be slow. Don't have them fighting. Don't have them do matches with each other every week or every day until the pay-per-view. You know? Anyways, next matchup, Cody versus Del Rio. And Cody, the match, wasn't exactly good, but it wasn't exactly great. Cody was on par with everything he was doing. Del Rio, yeah, he didn't do anything really different. He just did his normal signatures and his spots. But other than that, I mean, Del Rio wound up getting the win, which was the shocker because he got the arm breaker in, and I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just I grew up around people that constantly would show me different moves. You know, I got taught the arm breaker when I was young. When you got the arm like this, instead of trying to just reach your arm straight over, what you do, to counter it, you roll this part of the opposite side over, and you throw all your weight over and then try and grab it like that to counter. You know, but why nobody ever bothers to try and do that, I don't know. But either way, Del Rio got the win. Goldust was over ringside the whole time looking at Cody like, look, what's going on? What's the matter? What's the matter? And Cody's just like, ah. You know, and you could tell they're obviously building up to them breaking up. And that's going to be good. You know, hoping that's going to be a good match between them two when they do it, you know. Because, like the old saying goes, ain't nobody fight like family. In which case I can vouch for that because my brother gave me a broken nose. I gave him a black eye that lasted for like 2 weeks. And that was after the swelling went down. But anyways, next matchup. Xavier Woods versus my new favorite part of the show, Rusev, when Rusev comes out, just because Lana was there. I really didn't pay much attention to the match at all because I just had my eyes locked on Lana the whole time, and I don't care if she's not really Russian. She could, yeah, and I said it before, you could just have Rusev go and beat up random guys in the middle of the ring for all 3 hours. I don't care, as long as I get to see, as long as Lana's there, I am good. You know? Hell, I would watch her read a phone book as long as she comes out dressing like she does. Anyways, I know that they mentioned that he's got a handicap match against Truth and Woods at the pay-per-view, so, yeah, that's gonna be fun. That should be pretty bad to see. Next matchup, Primo Nepico, Los Matadors versus Drew 3MB, McIntyre, and Slater, and of all things that they announced for the pre-show match, Hornswoggle versus El Torito in a Wii LC match. Now, if anyone is a parent like I am, and has a kid that's old enough to start potty training, you automatically, I don't know about anyone else, but I automatically thought they said Wii LC. Wait, they're gonna have pee, they're gonna have piss, ladder, and chairs? I mean, it's, what? But that's just me. Now, I have no problem with midget fights. I love them, you know? Hell, I love seeing midget fights more so than I love seeing cat fights, which is saying something, you know? But in all honesty, if you're gonna have a midget fight, actually have them be real. Actually have it be a real fight. You know, like what they did back in the day with the Max Mini and midget wrestlers. That was seriously good shit. You know, instead we're gonna get this. I mean, it's just fucking bullshit. You know, the match itself, it was The big shocker of the match came when Slater got the one, and he even looked surprised. And, you know, I've been thinking about it lately. Signs that the end days are coming. Randy Orton did a promo last week with pants on. Heath Slater won a match. Guys in New Mexico actually found the buried copies of E.T. for the Atari 2600. And Dave Bautista is not coming out dressed like some Jersey Shore reject anymore. Yeah, the end days are coming, folks. It's nice knowing you. Anyways, next matchup, it was Paige versus the one Bella that's married to Brian. I can never remember their names. I'm horrible with twins. You know, it was the one that didn't get the boob job. And it wasn't really impressed with the match. If anything, the match was more so to build up that Kane was going to come out at some point in time. And yeah, you think about it over the years, Kane is pretty much like the creepy rapist character of WWE, because you look back over his career. Tori, Eve's got herpes, you know. Now the Bella chick, you know. Just, you know, kind of, before that match, Brian and that Bella would cut a promo with Steph. Steph was apologizing. Brian was saying, "You're full of crap," you know, this, that, and the other kind of shit. Steph said, "Let me make it up to you. Since you can't compete tonight, we'll let your lovely little wife get a title shot, and the match starts now." Wasn't really impressed with the match. It was your standard ST Divas match. You know, it came to an end when the came up with Kane, and everyone was like, "Oh, where is he? Where is he?" I was honestly expecting Kane to come out from under the apron and hit Brian from behind. Instead, he pulled his hand out from under the ring and then started to try and drag her down. In which case, sorry Kane, no celebratory sex scene now for you. I feel so bad for him. He just wants love. But, you know, Brian then jumped in to defend his wife and got chokeslammed. And how hard could that chokeslam have been to do with Brian wearing a neck brace, really? Anyways, don't want to get too much into detail on that one. Next up, it was the finals for the #1 contender for Intercontinental, for the IC title. It was Barrett versus RVD. Barrett came out, he was actually on his podium, you know, cut a promo saying WWE's logo is then, now, forever. RVD is just stuck in the then, which, gotta agree. You know, let's face it, Rob Van Dam's character hasn't really changed since '98. You know, I mean, Rob, I absolutely love you, man. Love you, love your in-ring work, but seriously, you need to work, you need to develop some, evolve, you know? Change your character up in some kind of way. You know, it's kind of boring anymore seeing you. I'm just waiting for when they say just waiting for when the website says you failed a wellness policy test. You know? Because I know for a fact nobody heard from you on April 20th. Anyways, Barrett was phenomenal in the match. The crowd was going nuts for Wade Barrett the whole time, saying, "Let's go Barrett!" Or "Bad news Barrett!" You know, like that the whole time. And, you know, at the end, Swagger wound up coming out, Swagger came out, ran some interference with distracted Rob. Next, you know, Barrett, right out of nowhere, boom! Caught him with the elbow, got the 1, 2, 3. Next, you know, he won. Cesaro then came out, Cesaro started beating up Swagger fierce, and then right after he was done, Swagger wound up beating up Cesaro, and then after he was done, then started beating up Rob Van Dam, and they were saying that was because RVD turned turned down Zeb's offer to work with the Real Americans to take out Cesaro. So 10 Get You 20, they're going to build up they're going to do a triple threat with them sometime soon. Yeah, but now main event of the night, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Didn't really expect this match to last long because this started up like 5 after 11. And as Shield and Evolution are all standing in the ring, I'm just thinking to myself, oh, please don't tell me it's just going to be, they're just going to cut a promo and then have a free-for-all, because seriously, all that's going to do is just show that Randy wound up doing a promo with no pants again. But just as they were about to start, got woo, and Ric Flair came out. And everyone was just like, Flair! And Flair wound up cutting promo saying that he's seen the next thing in WWE and the evolution of it, and it is the Shield. And then just left Hunter, Randy, and Dave just like, what? What? Did he just seriously say that? To us? Really? But the match between Roman and Randy, it was good. I thought it was great. Hands down, one of Roman's best matches, and that kid wound up getting a main event spot in a singles match on TV. And the kid's got one hell of a push coming on him, hands down. He's going to get one hell of a push, like I said before, after they debuted at Survivor Series. He's going to get a push like Batista did after they break up. Yeah, but Reigns got the win by DQ. It wound up eventually turning into a flim-flam, and they all started beating up on each other. Yeah, Evolution was dominating for a good bit. Next thing you know, Seth, right out of nowhere, flies in like a fucking ninja and knee right to Hunter's face. Dean gets up, and then they both start working on Hunter, and then they work on Randy, and then they take out Dave, and then the Shield just stands triumphant in the ring like, alright, come on, you want some? Come get some. And then it just cuts out. Yeah, it was a good ending. Like I said, personally, I think this match should go under the no DQ rule, so that way, you know, they can have an actual fight look like it's going to be a war, you know, because they're building this up to be a war, so why have the rules there? And, you know, but since it's an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, they're only going to do one Extreme Rules match, and that's going to be the one with Bryan and Kane. So, I mean, maybe we'll be lucky and they'll say it's a chair or a tables match, you know? But, yeah, either way, I thought Raw was great. It was good, solid matches, a lot of good storytelling. You know, I give it an 8, which is saying something because I've been normally given 6s and 7s lately. But that's all the time for this week's episode. So like all normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Also make sure you look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I get put in Twitter jail every now and again. Also, make sure y'all also check out all these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. My brother from another mother, James Belmont, JX2001. That Roxy Girl, Vicky Earls. Make sure y'all check out Vicky's YouTube channel. I am Danny Sunday, Mucky Morris, Helen Robinson 82, Axel Mulligan. Also make sure y'all check out Axel's other account, Darren Drambles, as well as his blogs on WrestlingRambles.com. He does, you know, he's doing them on SmackDown's Greatest Moments. SmackDown's 15th anniversary is coming up. I think it's actually this week. If not this week, then it's coming up soon. Also, make sure you look for his blogs on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views. Hell of an educated fan. Absolutely love him. The Sunday segue. Kenny can't wait to get back on again and do the Beat the Clock challenge against Ali. Hopefully Ali will take it easy on me after the whole Time Machine fiasco. Sinfully Sabrina. Cranky Asshole actually changed his name to Cranky Grandpa. My lazy ass just keeps on forgetting to fix that on this thing. Somebody help motivate me to do that, please. Legion Lady Aaron, Oliver Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Also make sure y'all check out Ollie Ben's and Masked Mark's TNA Turnaround. And like I tell you all the time, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.